The start of a race that has been reduced to 15 laps because of concerns about how well the current crop of Pirelli tyres are going to last the race. A little reduction. I did actually have a chat with Sam Hornsey before, or rather after the first sprint race that was reduced, of course, in length because of a red flag. And Sam actually told me that the tear-offs on his visor had been melted as he went from Glenn Richards' burning triumphs. I'm absolutely amazed that Glenn's back on the grid. However, Sam did express some concern about the fact that the only tyres available were the number 1 compound, and whether or not they would last the distance, and the distance has been slightly reduced just because of that concern. This, of course, James Hayden, a very abrasive track, very fast, and you're on the side of a tyre going at huge speed a lot of the time.
You are indeed. It's a wonderful track, but it is hard on the tyres. You know, the high speed, it's got some of the fastest turns in the country, and you know, we had the sprint race earlier today, and I can tell you the top 3 were within half a second, so we can expect some real fireworks again in this one, can't we, Jack?
I'm hoping so. Fastest lap 1:17.654, only half a second slower than Stuart Easton managed on a Ducati 10 years ago. Alistair Seeley, Geerling Kawasaki, leads the championship ahead of Billy McConnell on the Smiths of Gloucester Triumph. Stuart Easton, Martrain Yamaha 3rd. Ben Wilson, Geerling Kawasaki 4th, ahead of Graham Gowland, Seaton Tuning Yamaha. And then it's Luke Jones, Jake Dixon leading the Supersport Cup. Glenn Richards, Taylor Mackenzie and Jason O'Halloran top 10 ahead of Glenn Irwin. Cooper on the Oxford Tag Triumph, Bjorn Estmont and Dean Brown, Pauli Pekkanen, Scott Smart, Rob Guyver, Nicky Coates, Luke Stapleford and Adam Blacklock rounding out that top 20. And the grid, it looks something like this. Based on the fastest laps from the sprint race, we've got Seeley, Easton, McConnell, Gowland on the front row. Second row, Wilson, O'Halloran, Richards and Jake Dixon. Third row, Luke Jones, Glenn Irwin, Scott Smart, Richard Cooper. And the fourth row, Taylor Mackenzie, Nicky Coates, Adam Blacklock and Bjorn Estmont. Alistair Seeley on the right of picture. Will he get the start he wants? Martrain Yamaha's number 5 and Stuart Easton. A good start for Billy McConnell. And James Whittam said that Stuart Easton always got a good start when he spoke to him on the grid. And Stuart Judy gets a poor one and slips back to about 5th place behind Graham Gowland, I think. So Gowland running well up for the first time. Off the start, rather than having fight his way through to the leading group. He's running 4th behind the 2 Geerling Kawasaki's, and between them is the Smiths of Gloucester Triumph. And the whole of the rest of them howling out into the country now. They peel off through Seagraves, and then they're up to 4th gear, howling through Noble. This is the left-hander, and then round Goodwood, named because originally Thruxton was used as a circuit in 1968 when the British Automobile Racing Club lost the use of Goodwood down in Sussex. And then they go round Village, howling on towards Church. Look at the undulations, look at what they're dealing with round here at these speeds. And on towards Church Corner, and then pouring down Woodham Hill until they break hard into the club chicane.
And already we've got these 6 riders have broken away in a pack at the front. You can see Ben Wilson there, the second of the 2 green bikes on the Geerling Kawasaki, just slipping up the inside of Billy McConnell. And Alistair Seeley leads. Ben Wilson second, McConnell 3rd, Gowland up to 4th, Seeley there in 5th, and then Glenn Richards, who had that horrible crash in the first race, is there in 6th.
So that front 6 have just broken away now from Jason O'Halloran, I think, leading the next group ahead of Glenn Irwin, Luke Jones and Jake Dixon. And there is a move pulled by Ben Wilson on his teammate Alistair Seeley. So he's squeezed through, elbows and knees out, as Ben always does race. And the Lincolnshireman now is at the front ahead of Alistair Seeley and Billy McConnell.
Yeah, you would love this, Ben Wilson. Obviously, you know, he's been a great rider in this class over the years. Been so unlucky not to win the championship.
Alistair Seeley in 2nd place. You know, he's never finished better than 2nd here, James. He's never actually won a race at Thruxton. This could be, you know, this is the one. Well, at the moment he's been squeezed back to 2nd, but look at the gang of them marauding down the back straight.
Oh, he's having a good look, although he's in a great position to pass, because as you come out of here, as you come out of Church, and what a corner it is. Now watch the slipstreaming. Glenn Richards at the back of the picture there with the yellow helmet.
Gowland looking for space. He found a way through. Now he squeezes, but he's got squeezed out to the outside, which is not where he wants to be, surely. And he gets sat up by Seeley as they drop into the club chicane. Beg your pardon, by Wilson, because Seeley's drafted right past. And in second place now is the Martrain Yamaha.
And I tell you what, because of the way that worked and the sort of concertina effect in the pack, Jason O'Halloran in that next group just ran straight in on the back of this lot, and we thought we had a breakaway 6, but now that top
You're
10,
right.
the top the top 11 are in within 0.2 of a second, 0.2 seconds rather. Sorry.
In fact, O'Halloran, Glenn Irwin and Luke Jones whistled past O'Halloran on the break, so they're right up there now. So another of the Ulstermen, Glenn Irwin, on the second Martrain Yamaha with the bright yellow helmet on, he's right there in 7th.
Yeah, and in fact, the fastest man on the track that lap was actually Luke Jones, number 82, the white bike there in our picture, currently in 8th spot, but that's how tight it is out here.
So as they whistle through the third of this lap of this 15-lap race, at the front we've got Alistair Seeley leading the way, number 34. Ben Wilson, dramatic as ever in third place. Oh, dear. Again, looking for space down here. Gowland's the man leading the second wave, but he surely will get engulfed as he drops into the chicane. No, he doesn't.
Look at Glenn Richards round the outside there. Yes, he made it stick as well.
So Glenn Richards moves up as look at this, Stuart Easton has now made a move through. Easton grabs the advantage for Martrain Yamaha. He's going for the double. Seeley, Wilson, Gowland, Irwin, McConnell, Richards 7th. It's Glenn Irwin who was the man in the yellow helmet who made the big move then. So the Supersport Cup winner last year, as Seeley cuts back to the front, really making his presence felt here in the full Supersport class. Glenn Irwin having the ride of his career so far.
Absolutely, you're exactly right, Jack. That was it. Confused me for a second there. I thought it was Richards, but Glenn Irwin, what a brilliant ride from him. You know, he's shown so much promise. Yeah, he's won the Cup last year, and this is just what he'll want to get up to.
There he is, Glenn Irwin, riding number 2 with that bright yellow helmet. Irish Supersport champion in 2009, and again in 2010 before he headed across the water. And his brother Graham is a top crosser in the UK as we watch them launch round Church and Goodwood here. Look at this.
O'Halloran as well, just dived up the inside of Glenn Richards there into Church, and look at them all fanning out, and it's going to be Irwin. Yes, it is. He lets the brakes off. Is he going to hit the apex? He's very wide. No, it's Easton.
It's Easton. Easton ahead of the 2 Gearlink Kawasaki's. Then it's Gowland just patiently right there in amongst all this. He's held 4th place pretty much from the start. Glenn Irwin's next up. Then McConnell squeezed back now to 6th place. And as they cross the line, it's Irwin, McConnell, O'Halloran ahead of Richards, Jones, Jake Dixon in 10th place ahead of Richard Cooper.
And the man you're looking at, number 5, leading this race, he did win the earlier race today. Stuart Easton dropped down from 5 years in Superbikes back to the class that he did win years before. But, you know, he's such a class act. And 2 wins. He's only finished 2 races this year, but both the races he's finished, he's won.
And the other one, he said, we made a novice error by clipping the curb at the bottom bend of Brands Hatch.
Look at this, I mean, this class is so tight. The top 11 within 1.9 of a second. 1.9 seconds right. That is just unbelievable.
And then all through Church and on again to Woodham Hill.
Oh, look at Ben Wilson, do you see that? Just had it spinning slightly coming out of there. And I tell you, that Church is one of the best corners in the world. Bar none.
And Ben makes it look the best corner in the world. Oh, look, he's going to go outside Seeley. God, you remember, it was Richard Cooper who's had box problems. Brands Hatch has gone out. I thought I saw one of the Triumphs cruising. Poor little Richard Cooper from Nottingham, former Superstock 1000 champion, is out of the race.
Oh, that's unlucky. He's great everywhere.
Ben Wilson, he's kind of got himself into trouble riding round Alistair Seeley during their dramatic 2011 season when they were separated by 1 point at the end of the year in this championship, but he's still not stopped him trying it out here.
It certainly hasn't. Sorry, Glenn Richards just slipped up the inside of Graham Gowland there. Richards has been looking for a way past, and he's just got past Graham Gowland. So number 1 on the Triumph, Glenn Richards, the current champion, is now up into 5th.
Poor Gowler, 6 seems to be about the place he's destined to finish throughout this series, in the races throughout this series. Now then, we've got Easton, Wilson, Seeley at the front, and then McConnell, Richards, Gowland rounding out that top 6.
And remember, one of the things in this that is going to start playing in, not quite yet, but Pirelli dropped it. It was going to be an 8 19-lap race. It was dropped down to 15 laps just because they were, they weren't comfortable with the tyre wear of the tyres. So, these different bikes, then we got Yamahas, Kawasaki's, Triumphs, Hondas, Suzuki's, all out there battling. But, tyres are going to play an effect in these last few laps. It's a bit too early, just that sort of halfway distance at the moment. But just that last sort of third of the race, I think tyres will be an issue.
Norman looking anxious as the two men go past. You noticed that Seeley outstripped Wilson on identical bikes there. The slipstream effect just allowed him to slip past down Woodham Hill.
Yeah, it did. Clem Richards in 5th spot there. Fastest lap of the race there, 1:17.6. So he took 4.4 of a second out the lead.
Oh, Billy McConnell. Give me some room, won't you? If you don't give it me, I'll take it. Yeah. So McConnell elbows through to 3rd place on the Triumph number 3.
And this top 5 are just inching away a little bit now from 6th place Gowler. They've just got a bit of breathing space for the first time.
So it's really boiling down to the usual culprits now. Easton, Seeley, Wilson, McConnell, Richards, they are the boys. And then Galvin, O'Hara and Jones, Irwin, Dixon are in the lower half of the top 10. Taylor McKenzie having a good ride, has just set his fastest lap of the race and moved into 11th place ahead of Dean Brown and Scott Smart and Sam Hornsey. Now then, here we go. Who's going to slipstream who? Alistair Seeley. Here comes the Martrain Yamaha.
He's got it. Stuart Easton very late, very good. Oh, look at Billy.
I was going to say, McConnell won't resist that invitation, will he? If he's going through, I am too.
Well, the thing was, without Seeley gave Easton a little bit of room, thinking he'll cut through, then suddenly Billy was there. And as you say, Billy doesn't need any asking. Neither does Ben Wilson as well. You can see his intent in full spot there, number 15. I mean, all these guys, it's such a quality grid, which is why we love watching this class. And is Ben Wilson making them? No, he was having a look. He was on a different line, but couldn't quite make it.
Shut himself out of the seat there. He was so intent on trying to come through on the inside, get the drive out of Campbell.
Yeah, and this is when it all starts to build. So fast, this section. The bike doesn't want to turn. You've got to muscle it in as you go through this section, but it's wonderful. The bike just settles, you get the bumps. You can hardly see on this bit. You're bumping around so much, getting on the throttle, give it another gear, give it a nice lazy gear to drive it down here. It's a brilliant track.
I think the yellow bike on the back of the whole group here is the extremely impressive teenager Jake Dixon riding number 46, who's he's really coming on. He's only about 16, this lad. His dad, Darren Dixon, of course, the only man to win three-wheel and two-wheel titles in national racing.
I remember watching it when I was a little kid. I remember watching his at this track on an RG 500, and exactly. But it's worth. That's a very cool, that track. So the Cup rider, intense spot, Dixon there. One to watch for the future for sure. And it's a great ride where he is at the moment.
Alistair Seeley keeps on. He's the man who most consistently clips himself back to the front, and at the moment the Martrain Yamaha of Easton has been relegated to 3rd place. Fastest lap by Seeley, 1:17.385. Right behind him, number 3 McConnell.
Yeah, that's quick. That's just 0.4 of a second off the outright lap record. And seeing his conditions aren't perfect, as Alex Lowe's has got the record from 2010, 1:16.9.
Sorry, Sam Laws, if I may correct you, when he was heading for the championship, I think, in 2000. I beg your pardon, you got it down as Alex Laws.
Well, I haven't got it down, it's what I got down in the programme.
I assumed it was Samuel.
Yeah. You can take it up with him, Jack.
Meanwhile, look at this, a slight breakaway now. Glenn Richards has fought his way through the 5th, but he's just slightly out of contact with this bunch of 4 as we watch the Martrain Yamaha, that red helmet of Stuart Easton, once more trying to make a move round Billy McConnell, get inside the Australian. Wilson leaning on McConnell, gets sat up as they hit the chicane.
That was so close there. I mean, the thing is, we got Stuart Easton, because he only weighs the same as a bag of sugar, right? So he comes out of there. You got Billy McConnell, and that's a draft and a half on 600, and he just pulls out. He just drives it so well. Alistair Seeley, the leader as well. Another very slight rider.
Yeah. Seeley and Easton between them are 2 bags of sugar.
And weight in this class is critical. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're producing 140 brake horsepower, they'll do 165, touch up maybe 170 here, then they are quick bikes. But, weight is critical as always. we just look at the bike on the inside. We've got
What
number
happened,
5.
and what happened to number 15? Look
Well,
here, he kind of got sat up suddenly as they went in.
Well, it was just, he kind of just had to adjust his line slightly due to the 3 crazy people in front of him. He's having another look though at the inside of Church, and he'll get it. Oh, that's fast. You know, that's in there, 120 miles an hour going in.
That's a trademark move of Ben Wilson's round here. It is. So the lad from Curtin in Lincolnshire then is back into 3rd, but here comes another change as once again Stuart Easton puts it across Alistair Seeley on the brakes into the club chicane. Now, if you're going to be close enough to do that at any time, every lap, then that's going to make a big difference. Billy McConnell gets the call that he's been pushed back to 4th place. Well spotted, young woman.
Yeah, just what are we on lap 13 of 15?
Actually, I think that was Billy's sister, wasn't it, Billy, who follows his career everywhere.
And it's Easton, Seeley, Wilson, McConnell, O'Halloran, Richards, Gowland, Irwin, Dixon, Jones. That's your top 10. As quick as that as well.
There's Glenn Irwin, the man in picture at the moment. He's running in 8th place. And that's about the biggest lead we've seen anyone have.
Do you know what? I was just about to say exactly the same thing. Easton timed it right. He's a very intelligent, very experienced rider for a man of his age. And, you know, he's very good. He's so silky smooth.
Oh, the changes you're being misled just because he looks 12. He's actually 29 now, Stuart. He'll even turn 30 this year.
Yeah, no, I know that. I just couldn't tell exactly, Jack. I was bluffing it.
You know, it's exactly 20 years since number 5, Stuart Easton, took the bus to Knock Hill to watch James Whittam take on Stephen Hislop. A race he still remembers. Meanwhile, down Woodham Hill, once again, we're on the 13th of 15 laps. 2 laps to go after this one. And it's Easton, Wilson, Seeley, McConnell, Richards, Gowland. So the howling towards Allards once again. Another great day's blistering racing here at Thruxton, and we're not done yet.
We certainly aren't. There's top 7 within 1.3 seconds. And the penultimate lap now. Jack, who's going to win it?
All right, I'll go for Easton on the Martrain Yamaha, but I hope I haven't jinxed him on that one. So Easton leading at the moment. The red flag's gone out. The red flag's gone out. And that would mean that Easton will take victory, and he's realised that. He's punching the air with joy. A shake of the head from Alistair Seeley, the wee wizard, realised that the red flag has caught him out. And there's a rider has crashed. So that has brought the red flag out with Stuart Easton. As they went across the line for the last time, it was Easton, Wilson, Seeley, McConnell, Richards, Gowland, O'Halloran, Irwin, Jones and Jake Dixon, the top 10.
The rider down is Nicky Coates. We don't know the... we don't know the...
Oh, and now that's Sam Hornsey holding his head. I wonder what's happened here, because he was running well in the points again. He was in the points as they... he was in 15th place in the first race.
No, all I saw just says number 85, you know, rider down chicane, which is Nicky Coates.
And it's number 94, Sam Hornsey. There's 2 fallers at club chicane. Right. The second one was the red-haired lad we just glimpsed there, Sam Hornsey from Shropshire. So let's confirm the result then of the second race here at Thruxton of the British Supersport Championship, with Stuart Easton the winner, Ben Wilson, Geerlink Kawasaki second, Alistair Seeley, Geerlink Kawasaki third, Billy McConnell, Smiths of Gloucester Triumph fourth ahead of his teammate Glenn Richards, Graham Gowland, Seaton Tuning Yamaha sixth, Jason O'Halloran, Samsung Honda seventh, Glenn Irwin, Martrain Yamaha in eighth, Luke Jones on his Honda is the intruder on a Honda into the top 10 ahead of Jake Dixon. Brilliant 10th for Jake Dixon. And then we've got Taylor McKenzie in 11th, Scott Smart 12th, Dean Brown 13th ahead of Pauli Pekkanen and Luke Stapleford. There are 4 points with William Dunlop, Bjorn Estement, the Triumph Triple Champion Rob Guyver, Jake Newstead and John Simpson rounding out that top 20. And the championship standings look rather like this. Seeley's drastically cut lead, 2 points between Alistair Seeley and Stuart Easton. Billy McConnell is third. Ben Wilson closes up in fourth. Graham Gowland is fifth on 41. Luke Jones 6th on 37, ahead of Glenn Richards on 33. The brilliant teenager Jake Dixon on 29 is 8th in the championship, ahead of Jason O'Halloran and Glenn Irwin, last year's Super Cup champion. Taylor McKenzie on 21 points is 11th, ahead of Richard Cooper, Dean Brown, Scott Smart and Pauli Pekkanen. Bjorn Estmont 16th, Luke Stapleford 17th, ahead of Nicky Colt, Rob Guyver and Adam Blacklock.
Well, we are here with our third place finisher, Alistair Seeley. Lots of signs being handed around here. Who's that old lovely wee wizard? Get well soon, Lewis and Paul. Very nicely done. Shame the race got finished a little early there, because you looked like you had a game plan going into the final stages. Was that the case?
Yeah, I seen L2 on the board, 2 laps to go, and just trying to get myself in a good position for that last lap. You know, all throughout the race, we were all ding-donging down the back straight and seeing, you know, what the bikes were like for speed. So I felt that I had a good bike underneath me, Gearlink Kawasaki. It's got a bit of speed, we've got new engines, so it proved that we could go by the Yamahas this year, and you know, I was looking forward to it. Just a pity I got red flag, but it was an awesome race to be in, you know, battling with Ben and Stuart. A bit like the first race earlier on this morning, so yeah, it was good, really enjoyable, and big thank you to the team and all my sponsors, really.
Nice to see all you guys with such smiles on your faces at the end of such a great race. Well, there you go to the podium. Well done.
Cheers, thank you.
As the Seeley, the wee wizard there, will go to the podium. Our second place finisher, Ben Wilson. Well, the same question really, Ben. It's going to be the same question, I'm afraid, but it did look like you had a plan as well. It looked like she was tucking a little bit going into the final chicane, but come the last lap, you knew what you were going to do.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when we was out there, I just you can always set a game plan up at Thruxton, but you know, you never know where anybody's going to be on the last lap. So I just tried to get myself, and I passed Alistair on the second to last lap, just so I was in the right place at the right time to probably have a go. But you never know what can happen in racing. But I'm really pleased with that. But the biggest, I want to just thank my team. They've done a fantastic job this year. All my sponsors, Vale Livestock, M10 Fitness, everybody who's helped me throughout the season, and all stuck by me. Hopefully now we can repay them with a win.
A brilliant result for you, Stu, but boy, was it tough out there.
Yeah, tough. I thought it would have been a bit more spread out the longer race. I thought maybe it would have settled a bit, but no chance. There was different people coming up slipstream and showing wheels. I saw a Triumph. I seen I don't know, loads of people, but I was a bit weak into the complex. That was my worst bit, but I was strong on into the last chicane, which was the main bit where you need to be strong. The bike was fairly sort of picking its skirt up on the straight as well, so that was good.
It looked like the My Train Yamaha had the legs as you were coming out the bottom of Church. Was it hard work up the hill, or was it fairly straightforward?
Yeah, it was still hard to slip to get by, but I think I was stronger through Church. That was one of my strong corners, I think, and I was running in on them there and getting a good drive. But you can never get away here. It's just hard work.
What does this mean for you in the rest of the season now? Because 2 wins, you're back.
I've had 3 wins out of 4 and 1 slip off, which was a bit of a disaster really. But it is what it is, and we've done everything I could this weekend with a pole position and 2 wins. So I'd just like to thank my team, Martrain Yamaha and Andy. Made a rocket of a bike for this weekend, so thanks very much to them.
So on the rostrum then, Stuart Easton, he's got a brilliant record in British Supersport.